So, good evening. Good evening. We're back again. The circus that is Arsenal Football Club continues. And this time, it's been a bit of fighting on the training ground. We're going to get into that in a minute. Before I do that, make sure you absolutely hammer the like button. You absolute rats. We are the voice of rats. And make sure you hammer the like button. Make sure also, if you haven't downloaded the Flick application, the link is in the description. So make sure you download that to be in with a chance to win a signed and framed Patrick Vieira shirt. To qualify, you have to download the app, obviously. Then go to the Vieira giveaway. In the bottom right of that giveaway, it comes up with an animated character. Click on it. It comes up with loads of emotes. Put 2 of them in to the chat. 2, not 1, 2, and you're qualified. If you haven't got any, you can buy some off the App Store or Google Play Store. Or you can recommend a friend on the app and you get 2 more anyway. But yes, the circus continues at this football club. And I'm going to read out, Ornstein put an article out earlier. I'm going to read it out in a second. But in the last, 10, 12 days or so, since, when was it we played Villa? About 10 days ago, wasn't it? We've had, well, before that, we've had Mesut Ozil jumping around on his Twitter account going, yes, I've got the biggest football Twitter account in the world, and overdoing it with his tweets. Then from that, Tony Kroos has come out and had a bit of a pop about Aubameyang's celebration with the mask. Aubameyang, our club captain, has then come out and kicked off and had a go back at him. Then Ozil's jumped in again and had a bit of a goading one, putting out Aubameyang's celebration as a gif. I see loads of you saying it's fake. Well, we'll come to that in a minute. It depends what you believe, I suppose, doesn't it? But we'll have a look at it and then I'll make my mind up because I haven't actually read it, if I'm honest. And then off of that, Germany then gets spanked by Spain the other night. Ozil again sitting on his Twitter account goading Joachim Low. Then we've had Willian decide that, yeah, don't worry about lockdown. Yeah, don't worry about it, bruv. I'm just going to fly off to Dubai and have steak with Salt Bay. And now we've got this story circulating that David Luiz has punched up Danny Ceballos in training and it's all kicked off. It is actually a circus, this football club. And like I said, I haven't read the article. I've seen the headline. I've seen the sub-headline underneath that. I haven't actually read the full article. I'm going to read it. And then we'll go down the route of deciding what I think. And we'll get some of your comments. I see loads of you saying this is fake, by the way. So we'll skip the first paragraph. Those that went away, blah, 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 blah. Luiz is said to have struck Ceballos on the nose. Oh, my God, he punched me. He punched me on the nose, sending him to the ground. When Ceballos got up to confront his teammate Luiz, staff stepped in and this is funny, isn't it? Staff stepped in to break it up, but Ceballos' nose was grazed and bleeding. Some squad members stayed on the pitches to continue their work and the pair were sent home and the group had 3 days off before returning to London Colney this Tuesday. 2 days ago. It was hoped the long weekend would restore some calm, and once Arsenal were back in their Hertfordshire base, Arteta brought his charges to get together in the dressing room to clear the air. Luiz and Ceballos apologised to their colleagues before Arteta left them alone to discuss the situation and decide whether everybody was satisfied. They then resumed training positively, and there was no flaring up of the issues. I won't bother reading out the rest of it because it's just a load of gumph about how we signed him from Chelsea and blah, 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 blah. Now, I've seen this come out on obviously The Athletic. And thanks for your super chat, Kieran United. Oh, dear. Thank you for that, mate. I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. And I look really red in this. Maybe I should turn my lights up. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I should turn my brightness up on my lights. It looks like I've got sunburn. But thank you for that, mate. Appreciate your donation. And listen, I've seen this come out in The Athletic, and then obviously that's then spread out to all the red tops and stuff like that. And listen, it depends what you believe, doesn't it? because we wasn't there. We don't know whether it happened or not. The one thing I will say here, though, is that he has got a bit of previous, Dani Ceballos. We see him kicking off with Eddie Nketiah before a game a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? I think it was Sheffield United, was it? He was kicking off with Eddie Nketiah. They went for each other, or he went for Eddie a couple of times. So Ceballos has said it's fake. Well, of course he's going to come out and say it's fake. He's not going to admit to getting punched up, is he? Let's be real here. And this is the thing. These footballers are very clever in the way they word things. Their PR is normally pretty decent, most of them, although some of them have got a couple of idiots that run their Twitter accounts and stuff like that. If Dani Ceballos is coming out and saying it's fake, I would take that with a pinch of salt. The same as I'd take the whole article with a pinch of salt. But like I said, Dani Ceballos has got previous. And, oh, was it Fulham? Thank you. It was Fulham. There you go. First game of the season. They're having a row with each other. And if this is actually true, and I don't particularly rate David Ornstein as a journalist. I think a lot of the stuff he writes is a load of rubbish in terms of the transfer side of it. He is normally on other issues at the football club or other stories. He is normally pretty reliable, but transfers, I don't listen to him one bit. But depends how you see it. You know, why? You know, it's a weird one because, like I said, we weren't there, so we don't know, do we? You know, if he's come out and said it's fake, then well done to him. He's obviously trying to clear the air and make it out to be nothing and squash it before it gets too big. The problem is social media has bounced that around everywhere. And now we're talking about it on a totally different social media platform. And this is going to go out to thousands of people as well. So I don't know. I mean, Joe, evening to you, buddy. He says Luiz had one with Higuain as well. And this is the thing. When you've got big personalities at a football club, which David Luiz is, it is going to cause problems at times. You know, sometimes you see training ground bust-ups. You don't see them often. And if there is some that are more often, they don't get let out to the media a lot. If this has happened, then somebody's obviously leaked it to David Ornstein, and David Ornstein's then put it out there. That's then been taken by all the other media outlets, and they're running with it. But I don't know. I don't know whether to believe it or not. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. One thing I will say is if it is true, yeah, then see you later, Dani Ceballos. Yeah, go back to Madrid, because that's now the second time you've done that. And if it is true as well, David Luiz, fined, not in the squad. No doubt he will start. No doubt Dani Ceballos will be in the squad as well. So I don't know, man. The one thing I'll say here is if it is true as well, why were they fighting? What was it over? What started it? Nobody seems to know what started it. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But it seems a little bit... it's funny the way media works, isn't it? Because obviously we've had the whole Willian story come out yesterday. We've had the story about Aubameyang sleeping on the floor at an airport. Oh, the shock. The shock. How dare a flight be cancelled and you have to stay on the floor in an airport? You know, like, come on, man. Seriously, like, we've all slept on the floor in an airport before. What's the issue? And that's gone down the road of the Gabon manager saying that Aubameyang's not coming back to Gabon anymore because Arsenal blocked him for playing international football, which again, I'm not convinced that Arsenal can do that. I don't know whether they are allowed to do it. I don't know what the rules and regulations are on that, but it just seems like we're in the media a lot recently for the wrong reasons. You know, like I said, a couple of weeks back or a week or so ago, our captain was having a set two on Twitter with Tony Cruz. Like, and although it was kind of funny, you're the club captain, mate. You know, would you see Jordan Henderson doing that? Would you see Harry Kane doing that? You know, they wouldn't be doing it, would they? You know, they're not the type that are going to sit on Instagram and Twitter and start having a go at people that have got an opinion against them. So I just find it all baffling. You know, we've got a 350 grand a week player who's not in the squad, but now on match days, he's our biggest cheerleader. Although he couldn't be asked to turn up at Wembley and support the team in the cup final. So there's a lot of issues at this football club, and there's a lot of big egos at this football club. And if Mikel Arteta can't fix them real quick and get it all working out fine for the next couple of games, we're going to see some of these egos flex their muscle and down tools, because they've done it before. They've all got previous. Pretty much every single player in that squad has done it before to Emery, and some of them have done it to Arsene Wenger. So he's got a big job on his hands, and I'm not convinced that he can handle it, if I'm honest. And like I said, if the story is true, if it isn't, if we don't know, we can only take what's out there and then form our own opinion off of the back of it, based on the fact they've both got previous. I would possibly think it could be true. We shall see. We shall see if Dani Ceballos has got a graze on his nose and a cut on his nose, won't we? When we see him at the weekend, if we see him at the weekend, if he's left out the squad or out the training ground pictures, that might be for a reason. And obviously, if David Luiz didn't have any harm caused to him, if that did happen, then he may well be in the squad photos. I don't know. We shall see. Thank you, Niraj, for your donation. Ceballos told Luiz his hairstyle is non-negotiable. I've had enough of these spineless women with handbags. Ship all of them out. You see you next Tuesdays. Unbelievable, though, isn't it? It is literally a circus. Thank you for that, mate. It is, though. Like, I just look at it and I think, like, you know, we've had so many issues at this football club over the years. Yeah. Then everyone believes that this manager is going to be the guy that's going to come in and sort all the problems and boost us up the table. And then you have Mesut Ozil dropped. Mikel Arteta has actually done an interview that's been released by beIN Sport, where he said that he feels hurt that he had to drop Mesut Ozil. It hurt me, blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing is, his first ever press conference for Arsenal, she read it back to him, the woman who was doing the interview with him. And he said in that press conference about Mesut Ozil that, yes, my job is to make him better and make him more consistent and get the best out of him. Well, I take it you fouled at that then. Is that right? Because you're kind of given up on him, mate. So have you fouled? Is that a little cross next to your name now? Because it definitely isn't a tick, is it? And this is the problem. When you come out and you start playing up to the crowd, that eventually you might not continue to be able to do that. You might have times like the Ozil situation where it gets taken out of your hands, which then makes you look like a hypocrite, and it makes you look like you're lying. And then what else have you then lied about? You know, and I'll tell you something now, he's digging himself a big hole, this manager, because if that is true with Ceballos and with Luiz, and listen, Ceballos can pull it out on Twitter all he likes that it didn't happen. It's whether you believe him or not. You know, it's whether you believe him. You know, we see them having a little go at each other, him and Eddie Nketiah, before one of the games at the start of the season. Yeah, they both posed for a photo afterwards and said, "Oh, we're okay." Yeah, why is it always Dani Ceballos that's involved in these little fracas? Why is it him? I don't get it. Why would the story be leaked that them particular two players have had a fight if they didn't have a fight? You know, it just seems odd that it'd be them two players. Why wouldn't it be a different two players? You know, and like I said, he's got previous, Eddie Nketiah, and as my man said in the chat, so has David Luiz with Higuain. So I said, I would lean towards the side that that is actually true. Dani Ceballos can tweet what he wants. It's his Twitter account. Don't necessarily mean that that's true either, does it? And I suppose it's whether you believe David Ornstein or you believe Dani Ceballos. But let's be real, both of them are full of shit at times. You know, Dani Ceballos will stand in interviews and just say generic stuff. They never really give their full opinions. It's probably not even Dani Ceballos who runs his Twitter account. It's probably his agent, because the majority of these footballers have their agent run their accounts. So, yeah, thank you to the latest member, Just Me. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. Welcome to the channel memberships. Do keep humping the likes up. Dry hump the likes. Maybe punch the like button. Punch it. Punch the like button. Give it a punch. Punch it up. Let's read some of your comments out. Let me just block him. See, mate, that really worked, didn't it? Let's continue. Good evening to Cameron. Did you read the story about Nigerian businessman, not Dangote, saying he's going to buy a 35% stake in Arsenal? No, I haven't. I haven't. Who is he? What's his name, mate? Do you know this guy's name? Let me know. And let me check that I didn't miss any super chats from earlier as well, because I was on a waffling one. And obviously you guys pay for that. And I don't want your good earned money going to waste without me reading it. So Let me bring that up. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Thank you very much. You guys can't see some of these Facebook comments. They're hilarious. 12 views. You're smashing it. Keep living off that disability check, G. Oh, mate. My Facebook only bangs on match day. I don't even know how to use it. It's funny, though, man. I wish I was living on that disability check. It's quite a lot of money these days, apparently. It's quite a bit of money. Henderson probably doesn't even have Twitter. Well, there you go. He might have it. I don't know. I've never seen it pop up with Jordan Henderson's Twitter account when I've been on Twitter. But like I said, when you've got your club captain having a row with Tony Cruz on the internet and you're the club captain, apparently the highest paid player at the club, it's not a great look, is it? Yeah, you're representing a football club, a multi-billion-pound business and corporation. You know, you're representing thousands and millions of Arsenal fans across the globe. And whilst it's funny, yeah, and you'll get loads of traction on it because, yay, all the Arsenal fans are come together and back the captain. It's pathetic. It's actually ridiculous. And then you've got Ozil doing it on match days. Oh, come on, boys. I'm predicting 3-1. Who was your man of the match? Oh, give us some player ratings. Like, he might as well, he's got a YouTube channel. It's mad. He's got a, maybe you should start doing watch-alongs. Maybe you should. Maybe you should get off of Fortnite and start doing some watch-alongs. But when you've got the two highest paid players at the club doing things like that, it just makes you think these two are on like 700 grand a week between them. Yeah. Then you add in the whole Willian debacle. And like I said yesterday, even if he's got an exemption to fly around the world, I'm sorry, you're taking the piss. Yeah, you are taking the piss by having your photo done with Salt Bay and all that one. Like, there's thousands and thousands of people across the world that are struggling, that sit there and by hook or by crook will find the way to pay to come and watch you play football when we can go to games, renew their season tickets, pay their Sky subscription so they can see you play football. And you're just basically going, fuck you, I can fly where I want. Yeah. Cool, I understand if you've got an exemption, great, fantastic. Don't stop doing what you want to do in your life, but don't start rubbing it in people's faces. Yeah, when there's fucking hundreds of thousands of people that can't do that and they can't leave the country. They haven't had a holiday this year. They haven't been able to maybe renew their season ticket, or they might have had to cancel their BT Sport. I think it's muggy, like proper muggy. And he's been here 5 minutes, William, and I think he's took the piss. And now, obviously, we've got this story. And like I said, some people believe it, some people won't. Me, personally, I'm leaning towards believing it. I think that Danny Ceballos, although I've never met him, the fact that he's done this with Eddie and Ketia, yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe he's just a bit of a prick. I don't know. Maybe David Luiz instigated it. He had to go back and he just banged him. I don't know. I wasn't there. But it just seems a little bit muggy how this club's always in the media in the last 2 weeks for the wrong reasons, mate. But there you go. Arsenal's proud tradition has gone. If that handbag throwing had happened back in the day, both players would have been disciplined and fined. Exactly, Jez. That would have been a week's wages at least. And they probably would have been banned for a couple of games by the club. But I hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're feeling a lot better. Oh dear. Is Arteta the greatest showman? Roll up. He is the Del Boy of football at the moment, isn't he? Talks fantastic game. But then he's giving us second-hand goods. He's making out we're going to get champagne, and then he gives us lemonade. It's not the one. It's really not the one. But we shall see on Sunday whether he has actually done anything in the last 2 weeks. Because like we just heard in that David Ornstein report there, he gave him a long weekend off. Well, why? You've lost 4 games this season in 8. Why are you giving him a long weekend off? Like, they come back to training on Tuesday. You've had the whole weekend off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Or sorry, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Why are you having 3 days off? I don't get that. I genuinely don't get it. If anything, they should have been working harder because there's less of them there, so they can concentrate on the ones that are there. It's embarrassing, man. Ceballos thinks he's on smoke. I don't think Ceballos looks like a fighter, really. Although saying that, David Luiz don't either, does he? But I'd imagine if they were to have a proper fight, Luiz would kill him, like properly have him. He'd have him up, wouldn't he? Do you know what, Connor? I'm not even lying, bruv. Yeah, my phone has not stopped. Yeah, and I've been bouncing from podcast to podcast to podcast to podcast. Like I've done so many things, mate. I've been flat out this week, bruv. So I ain't ignoring it. I'll give you a ding tomorrow, yeah. Because when I come off of this, I've got to do a couple of things behind the scenes, and then I'm on again at 9 o'clock. I've got for everybody watching, there is over 500 people watching live. I've got LFC Day Trippers Grizz Khan coming on. So that should be good. I'm looking forward to speaking to him. He's a Liverpool fan, obviously. And that should be really good, man. I'm going to be returning the favour and doing a show with him on his channel tomorrow at 10 o'clock. But tonight he's on here at 9 o'clock. So make sure you come and check that out at 9 o'clock tonight. That'd be lovely jubbly. Big up Marcus in the building. You need to ditch that picture, bruv. Get rid. Big up wifey. Follow Connor's channel as well, Winging It Club. Go and check his channel out right now. Type that into YouTube. Go and subscribe to him. But yeah, Connor, I'll ding you tomorrow, man. A lot of disharmony running rife, in our club right now. The stench of it has burnt hairs in my nostrils. Pepe, William, Abba, Danny, Luiz, Saliba. That's another one. Saliba, you know. Has he lost a dressing room? Is that maybe something that's happening? I don't know. Maybe. Listen, one thing I'll say, let me highlight that again. Pepe's been binned for some reason. Saliba's been binned. Danny is obviously his little golden child. And Luiz is one of his favourites. It's going to be hard for him to drop both of them for Leeds, isn't it, if it is true? And then Aubameyang. Aubameyang needs to go up front, doesn't he? But thank you for that, Anthony. Appreciate it, man. He never had the dressing room. Do you know what? I think he did for the cup run. That was about it. League form, I don't think he's had the dressing room one bit. And that, to me, is not him having the dressing room for the cup run. That's just them players deciding, oh, it's a cup. Oh, we like that. Yeah, we'll turn up for that like we always do in the cup semi-final. We'll turn up at Wembley. We'll turn up in the final against Chelsea. These players have got a long track record of doing this under previous manager Arsene Wenger, where they turn up in big games and win the cup and then go and get piped by Crystal Palace or Brighton or Olympiacos or whoever it may be. So yeah, I'm not changing my stance on him. He's out of his depth. It's as simple as that. Win, lose or draw at the weekend, I still want him gone. Rat FC. We're all rats that want him out. Rats. Maybe I should do a stream one day, and instead of you seeing my face, I'll just put a picture of a rat's face. Like maybe I could go and buy a mask, a rat mask. That'd be jokes. Maybe I could go and dress up as a rat. Some people say I already look like a rat. Unlucky. Right, let's do a couple more comments and I'm getting out of here. Hammer the like button if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. Make sure you are going to be back again at 9 o'clock. Grizz Khan from LFC Day Trippers is coming on. So make sure you come and check that out. Also, if you want to be in with a shout of winning a signed and framed Patrick Vieira t-shirt, make sure you download Flick. The link is in the description. Go to the chat, click on the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see a character sat there, a little animated character. It brings up a load of emotes. Put 2 in the chat. You're qualified. Not 1, not 2. Not 1, not 3. You have to put 2 in there. 2. The amount of people that have put 1 in there. Go and put 2 in there. Yeah, otherwise you're not qualified. So 2. If you haven't got any, Google Play and App Store will sell you some. They're very cheap, only a couple of quid. And failing that, if you recommend a friend to the app and they download it after you've sent it to them off the app, it directly send it straight to them. Then you get a couple more anyway. So yeah, man, make sure you go and check that out. I would appreciate it. And whilst we're here, let me give you a little affiliate link so you can get discount if it loads. Discountings on merchandise sports related. A company called Fanatics. I'm going to stick that in the chat. There you go. That is in the chat. Should we see what the discount code is today? Should we have a look? Should we see how much it is? It changes every day. You can use it once. Local shipping rates apply, not global shipping rates. So make sure you check that out. And let's see how much the discount is today. Yesterday it was up to 65% off. Let's load it up. Today it is 25% off. So you can get an Arsenal shirt, for example, for 25% off. You can get Aston Villa shirt for 25% off. If you want to get yourself an Arsenal shirt today, I've got this in euros. It's going to cost 54 euros, which is what, about 48 quid. Brand spanking new Arsenal shirt. They then add delivery on top, but it's local delivery rate, not global. And you can have it shipped between 1 and 3 days. So there you go. Doesn't matter where you live in the world other than Canada. I don't think it works in Canada for some reason. Somebody was saying the other day. Which one of our dead managers will get sacked first? Ollie the Wally. I like that. Or Fickle Arteta. I think Ollie just, but I think they'll both be gone by January. I think by the time we get piped by Chelsea on Boxing Day, that'll be the final nail in his coffin. Unless he gets absolutely roasted by Jose in a couple of weeks in the North London derby. He could be gone then, couldn't he, if he don't beat Leeds and don't beat Wolves along the way. But yeah, I think Ollie just, but they're both shit, aren't they? Let's be real here. And it's sad, man, seeing Man United and Arsenal like this. It's proper sad times, isn't it? But listen, and also, if I don't read it out straight away, bruv, don't worry, I have seen it. I will always read it, yeah? Just letting you know. But let's do one more. I don't think our board will sack him. They're spineless. Well, that would be to the detriment of this football club if we're like 12th or 13th by Boxing Day, wouldn't it? So there we go. Bro, I'm going to ring you tomorrow. 100%. I've said that 4 times now. I keep saying it to Connor as well. Oh dear, I've got to get my shit in order. But I'm going to ring you tomorrow, 100. I'm going to ring Connor tomorrow, 100. It'll be early daytime, like midday, 1 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, I'll ring you back to back. But I hope you're good, man. I hope you're good, and I'm going to get myself out of it. All have a wonderful early evening. Let me just double check I didn't miss any supers before we go. Let's double check. I don't think I did. Refresh. Smash the like button if you haven't. Oh, I did. See, look, there we go. I did. See, this is why I always check them. Big up Jon Snow. He says, Lee, Wenger killed our academy. Our kids ain't great. I missed 2 from him as well. Wow. Sorry, mate. One, you didn't say anything, but he kind of did kill our academy off, because if you look at Chelsea's academy, Chelsea got about 60 players on loan. It's mad. And we've got about 5. So yeah, it's mad. I don't think Grant Hibbard likes. Maybe we found a certain person's burner account. Good evening. Good evening. Tapas Pulis out. Cry some more. Anyway, have a wonderful early evening. Thank you to all the love in the chats, and Gamerzone spot on. I'm out of it. I'll be back at 9 o'clock with Grizz Khan from LFC Day Trippers podcast. So that should be good. He supports the proper team. We support the banter team. Laters, people.